Boy, it looks dark. What's different?
Nothing. All right, we're on.
Okay. Something's not right with the lighting. No, maybe that's about right.
Yeah.
It looked real dark for a second. I guess it was some kind of screensaver.
I don't know. Hey, you guys. We just decided to do, because we're going to do like, for the 200th episode, we decided we were going to do a live stream if this works out. We might do it tomorrow night or Saturday night, probably, like Eastern Standard Time.
Tomorrow's Friday?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to do it tomorrow night or Saturday night?
Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
Whenever you want to do it.
So we can do it then. So I just wanted to kind of do, hey, we got somebody. Hey,
what's up?
Hey, you guys.
I can't read it. What'd you say?
We got Armed ASMR.
Oh, yeah.
And
Okay.
Millet there. So they must
I didn't
have
expect
seen
anybody to be online. We didn't even announce
and Ilsa,
it, really.
hey.
What's up? Yeah, hopefully we'll have monetization hooked up by then so you guys can fucking donate and shit.
Yeah, because like I said, I really didn't have much of any idea. Hi, Nico. Hi, Jake. Hi.
Yeah.
I didn't really know how this was going to work. And like I said, I didn't really want to get into doing the episode and then have it not do anything correctly. So I figured we could probably just do like we do on the Sidetracks show. You know what I mean? Since we can't just like sit here.
Might as well get the Sidetrack.
Stop Propaganda says, hey, you're live. Yes, we are.
Yeah, live.
So, hey, if any of you guys have any questions you want to ask us, we can answer them in real time. Isn't that neat?
Time. I didn't think anybody'd be on here, actually.
Hey, Zachary. Hey.
Because we didn't really do any announcements.
I just announced it on Facebook and stuff. Because like I said, this wasn't, this wasn't like a super planned thing. This is like just a technical.
Yeah, we were fighting over it. And I was like, man, no, give them a notification. Give them an hour. Give them like an hour to get ready. Because there's a way to do it. Do you see how to do it now?
Well, yeah, I guess, but it's like all you do is you marked to like start it later, but then it just started now anyway. So I'm not really sure why
we'll figure it out.
Has anything to do with anything. The light today. Yeah, it does look actually kind of nice, doesn't it?
Yeah, looking here on the damn screen, it looks awful dark, but as long as you guys say it's good, we'll keep it like that.
Yeah, because it's hard to tell. Like, I mean, this seems to be working. So that's really good. I was like afraid that my Mac wouldn't like.
We're not sure about buffering issues and how much, how much of this video data we can fucking send down through this old laptop.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of like worried about the episode, because if we go on for like hours and hours.
Yeah, we don't know if it's just fucking sending it directly to the cloud or if it's building up inside that CPU. We don't know.
Yeah. See,
because if we do a really long show, when we're recording a really long show, it starts to lag.
Yeah, well, when I'm recording it,
when you're recording
for sure.
I don't know if it's the same.
I think that might be just because, I use some like just cheap ass, program because I can't really afford a good one. So I think
talking.
Yeah. Oh, here we have a question. Okay. Do y'all have any advice about anger management? I swear road rage nearly kills me, and a guy yelled "fuck you" to me from his car earlier, and I followed him home and about kicked his door in.
Yeah, that's what you do.
I've done that a couple of times.
That's what you do. Always pack heat. Dudes talk shit. You jump out. You fucking put a round through the window. Fucking reach in and grab him, pull him out. Fucking beat the shit out of him in front of everybody.
I think
and just walk off like a man, like it didn't even fucking, like it didn't even fucking happen.
That might be
like it didn't even fucking happen. That'd be funny, yeah.
Do you know what I did one time? I don't know if I ever said this on the show or not. This was a long time ago. This is when I still lived in Daytona Beach. I was driving to work or driving to the mall or something shit like that. And I'm driving, and there was these bunch of kids, and they were like on the side of the road, and they were throwing rocks at cars just because I guess that's what you do when you're a kid.
Dumbass.
So they threw rocks at my car, and like the car, like it didn't fuck it up, but it like, dented the side or it went under the wheel well or something like that. And I was like so mad that I just like made a U-turn like in the middle of the road. It wasn't like a real crowded road or anything. And I went into the dirt like and just started driving right at them. And they fucking scattered.
Yeah.
Like, ah! They went out and like jumped over the wall of their neighborhood and shit like that. I'm like, that's right. I didn't get hurt any of them or anything. I just scared them. I was like, well, see, that's what, just don't do that again then.
Well, I'm glad that you guys could tell the difference in the lights because we got two new RGBs. They're behind the laptop.
The laptop, yeah.
You're getting a soft bounce off the wall. One's purple and one's kind of, that's lavender.
It's magenta.
Magenta, yeah. Magenta. One's magenta and the other one's kind of aquamarine
that was like
blue.
Aqua, that one's like up there on top of the desk.
Trying to get us a little bit more depth in our faces, you know what I mean? Because without lighting, you just look like a fucking real flat fucking corpse.
Yeah.
With bad circles underneath your eyes. And that's not really how you look in person. It's just on camera, fucking when the lighting's wrong.
I feel like I look much better in person than I look on video. I think.
I think so too. You look on the camera, like, damn, we look like shit.
I know, right? Well, yeah, sometimes like every now and then, like I'll take a picture and I'll just be like, oh, that looks like a good picture. But it's like the pictures that I think like look the best are ones that look the least like me.
Yeah. No, that's not true. It's just that you got to have the right fucking colorization.
Well, right lighting, right angle.
Yeah.
It's like it makes so much fucking difference. Yeah. All right. So yeah, we got lots of people.
Yeah, could read it off.
It's like bloody hell, you're live.
Yeah.
It's like, hey Beth, hey Sandra. She just sent us. Sandra just sent us PayPal donation yesterday. I think it was. Yeah, it was.
Oh, I like money.
I like money.
I like money.
You like money.
You guys haven't seen Idiocracy, man. You got to see that.
Everyone's seen Idiocracy, I think. Yeah. But yeah. So let's see. What did we watch last night? Oh, okay. So I think we're gonna do a matinee video on this, even though it's not super new. Like I think it was made in 2017, but it didn't come out till 2019. We saw the VelociPastor.
VelociPastor was good. I liked it.
It was delightful. Yeah. It was a delightful movie.
It was better than Ouija Shark. It was a lot better.
It was a lot more self-aware.
Yeah.
I feel like. And
VelociPastor is a good movie in the way that Bloodsport is a good movie. In the way that Under Siege 2 is a good movie. It's like that kind of movie. It
was kind of like, you know, when I was talking about Ouija Shark and I was like, if you have, I liked that movie, but if you have a premise that absurd, you need to lean into it. Okay, this one does. Like this one knows exactly like how ridiculous the shit is. Yeah. And it just like goes for it. And it's also got like this really kind of goofy charm to it. It was lovable.
Makes fun of its own fucking special effects. There's a scene where they on purpose forget to leave out the special effect. And it just says burning car.
That just made me laugh.
And then they show it again. The guy's reacting to it. It just says written down there, burning car.
Yeah.
Fucking funny.
I was reading there was a AV Club did like a really long like write up on it. And they were talking about just how fucking like awesome it is. And somebody in the comments said, oh, they should do a sequel to this. And it's set like at the end of the world, but it should be called VelociRapture. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like with the priest that could turn into a dinosaur. And I'm like, and then like somebody underneath that commented, it's like, I'd watch that. Hell, everyone would watch that. And indeed they would. But yeah, everyone should see VelociPastor. It's actually, we watched it free on Tubi. It's got like a couple ads, but that's kind of.
We also saw Petey Wheatstraw.
Petey Wheatstraw, the devil's son-in-law. That is also on Tubi. That's that's an old one. That's Rudy Ray Moore.
You're right.
Who was, Dolomite very famously.
Yeah, real good movie.
That one was super fun. I like that one a lot.
You can see where Eddie Murphy got a lot of his inspiration from. They're like kind of like prototype Eddie Murphy movies.
Yeah.
Fucking, and evidently they're. I got to get Coming to America again. I haven't seen it in a long time.
I remember liking that movie a lot.
And evidently a sequel to it's coming out.
A sequel, really?
Yeah, okay. With most of the original cast.
I'll allow it.
Yeah, I think it should be good. We'll see.
But yeah, so Petey Wheatstraw, I think I've like dozed off in the middle because had been up since.
Yeah, you dozed off.
I was like, I was up at 5:30 yesterday morning, so I was like fucking exhausted. But yeah, basically Petey Wheatstraw, who played by Rudy Ray Moore, he like makes a deal with the devil.
First of all, no, you got to start how it starts. That bitch was born at 10 years of age.
Yeah, that's right.
He jumped out of the pussy. He's 10 years old. And it scared the damn preacher away. Remember who was trying to give birth to him?
It's funny because his parents...
The devil was already involved with his birth.
His parents were like surprisingly lackadaisical about him. They were just kind of like, oh, wow. Oh, well,
jumps out 10 years old. He's already talking.
He was 10 years old. I think he had a diaper on.
There's all kinds of fucking crazy shit.
Also, somebody shits their pants in this.
Yeah.
Like, hopefully
he makes a deal with the devil and gets a damn magic wand from the devil and has the devil's power. And gets involved with gangsters and ends up being like savior of the damn hood, and all kinds of cool shit happens in it. I liked the movie.
I did too. It's a lot of fun.
I like.
I think it was actually maybe a little bit more fun than Dolomite, even just because it had that supernatural like devil element and has everybody running around with little devil horns and
that was the great thing about
Halloween costumes.
He goes to war with the devil and gets attacked by a bunch of demons, and all the demons are wearing leotards and short capes and little horns. They look like the fucking demons out of damn. What was that? Fucking Orange Julius. Remember that old restaurant, Orange Julius? Yeah. They're like a 1960s Orange Julius style devil.
Yeah,
that
it's
restaurant.
Like, yeah. We used to have one. We didn't have one in our good mall, but we had one in our like, kind of crappy.
Scroll down. I think
mall.
people are saying stuff.
They are. Oh, well, there's a couple of questions because we like went off on these things. Yeah, somebody asked, somebody says latest show on the Memphis 3 was amazing. Thank you very much. Somebody asked if you had ever thought about writing down any of your stories because you have so many awesome ones like about your life and stuff.
Yeah, maybe
someday you should.
Yeah, but the thing is that you can't write that kind of shit until you're already like an old man and you're getting ready to check out. So you write that shit at like 70. You're like,
my life is over. Yeah. I'm gonna write it all down.
Yeah.
Somebody says VelociPastor, now go see Killer Sofa. I haven't seen Killer Sofa, however, I have seen The Bed That Eats.
Yeah, sucked though. Kind of sucky.
It really was like not as funny as I was hoping it would be. It actually wasn't really funny at all. Like other than a couple of scenes. That
was a homemade movie, and I think it didn't get released until long after it was made. Too.
Yeah, something like that. I remember like reading something about it. It's got like a fascinating history.
The guy spent a long time making it. He just kind of pieced it together over the years as he came across money. That's how I remembered that movie. And the movie didn't really make sense. It was
I felt the weird thing about it is that if you have a premise like Deathbed, The Bed That Eats, which is probably like the best movie title of all time, I have to say. Again, you need to lean into the ridiculousness, but it seemed like this guy almost wanted to make like a pretentious art house movie.
It didn't work.
Like about a person eating bed. But I was like, you can't, those two things don't go together. You can't really do that.
It wasn't that good.
I think there was one that came out recently. I haven't seen it yet, but I think it's called Rubber. That's essentially about a killer tire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't remember.
I haven't seen it, but it's like, this feels like trauma and stuff like that. They have all these things like, Monster and all that kind of stuff where, they just take like a seemingly innocuous object and make a horror movie out of it. Just like the
best thing I've seen recently was Turbo Kid.
Yeah.
That was actually the best thing recently.
I liked that movie a lot, actually. Yeah, we saw that on what, Shudder?
There's more comments,
yeah.
I think. See that blue arrow? Scroll down.
Yeah, I'm going.
I think they must be saying all kinds of shit.
You guys should review Fatal Attraction. Yes, you probably.
Yeah.
Tom needs to get closer to the microphone.
Okay.
Mandy Nicole says she's seen Rubber. It's like ridiculous but hilarious.
Fatal Attraction's been reviewed a lot though. Why should we review it?
Yeah, but I mean, we've reviewed a lot of movies that have been reviewed a lot. So I mean, if that was the case, we'd probably never review anything.
I remembered liking the movie, but I'm not sure I'm not sure that movie would hold up. I'd have to see it again.
I haven't seen it in a really long time.
Because when Fatal Attraction came out, I remember it. I was there. There were a big spate of movies that were trying to kind of take off on that theme came out, and I got sick of it.
Yeah.
One of the ones that we should probably review would be fucking Cape Fear with De Niro.
I would, yeah.
That's a good movie. I like that.
We should review both of them, like the original and the remake.
Yeah, okay.
Somebody asked, "Where's Pookie?"
Pookie's running around here somewhere.
Is she outside or is she inside?
No, she's inside.
She might be out on the back porch.
She's inside.
Or she might be inside.
She's inside.
So she is inside. Yeah. You guys, you know what? Beijing, our other cat, because remember I said on the show before how she always like leaves these little stuffed animals because I have all these stuffed animals on the shelves back there. And she comes in the middle of the night and like arranges them like around the house for whatever reason. It's like this morning she left a perfect circle of little stuffed animals. Yeah, and they were nowhere else, just like in a circle.
She was telling me about it. I didn't see it, but she was telling me about it. And it dawned on me. I was like, man, it's like something a poltergeist would do, which kind of backs up, some of the stuff that I believe what a poltergeist is. I believe it's just a part of a human mind that does it. A lot of the shit that it did was kind of animalistic, just making patterns and shit. You know what I mean? Like, why would a human intelligence do that? You know what I mean? It's more like something an animal would do.
Like cat intelligence. I would love to know what's going on in Beijing's mind when she does. Because yesterday when I got up in the morning, she had brought out like we call them her babies. And she had brought out a whole bunch of the babies. And she was sitting by her little, she has like a little cat throne scratchy thing. And she was sitting right next to that. And she had like all these babies like around her. And she was just like sitting in the middle, like she was like holding court. Because she talks to them, But she just does that in the middle of the night.
Yeah,
like
it's
she
weird.
doesn't usually do that in the daytime unless everyone is gone, like unless she thinks the house is empty.
Yeah,
If
she's embarrassed of it because if you catch her, she just like looks away. Like, no.
I know it's funny.
She's
Like the
embarrassed of
couple
it.
times that we've like come across her doing
Yeah.
it, like if she thought no one was home and so she was doing it,
Yeah.
if you find her doing it, she looks like really,
Yeah.
she looks like she's
Very embarrassed.
ashamed of it.
Yeah.
Even though it's like the cutest. I don't know why she would be embarrassed, but yeah.
She's like, no, I'm not talking to him. She's pretending.
Yeah.
I think she's pretending.
She's like, stop it. I know they're not real.
Yeah.
I know they're not
She's
real.
pretending, and she gets kind of embarrassed that she's pretending, I think.
I wish that we had a night vision camera because I would love to watch her carrying all of the little babies out here, like one by one, like in her mouth.
Yeah.
Because this morning she brought out the Bride of Frankenstein, which is back there. And look how big that is. That's like that's pretty big, like for her little bitty kitty mouth. And I would have just loved to seen her get up there and get it and then be carrying with this big Bride of Frankenstein sticking out of her mouth. That would have been so hilarious.
Any more comments?
Somebody asked if you had played Fallout 76.
No, I hadn't played it. I played, what was it, 4 and 3.
And which one's Fallout New Vegas?
Yeah, that's right. I forgot I played that one too.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah, I played New Vegas.
Yeah.
And then on the old ones, I played most of like the add-ons. I think I played all of them from 3 and most of them from fucking New Vegas, I think. But I haven't, and I've only, for 4, I've only played, I just got done with Nuka World.
Oh, okay.
But I'm going to do that one thing. It's called Far Harbor. I'm going to do that one next. But I had some other shit that I had to do in there.
Okay.
Right now I'm getting back on Mad Max.
Yeah.
I finished.
That's
everything.
a good game.
Yeah. I finished everything from the game. It's just I'm trying to find all the scavenging locations. You know what I mean? There's a lot of little. You got to go everywhere, and some of them are hidden.
Yeah.
You know, even though you might have a survey crew, it'll tell you where it is. You can't get to it. You know, you have to tunnels and shit like that. You got to find the entrance. And I was doing some stuff way out in the desert. There's big desert stuff, but I got all the cars, and I wanted there to be an add-on to Mad Max. That's a good one, but there's no add-ons to it.
Huh?
Kind of dumb.
That is dumb because a lot of people like that game. I've seen like a lot of really good.
It got pretty good reviews, but they just never made any more for it. I don't know why.
Maybe they just figured, hey, that was our best effort, and it's like boom.
It was kind of
we're moving on to
repetitive when it
something
came to the bases. The bases were all about kind of the same. That was one of the problems with it. But once the bases are gone, there's a lot of shit you can do. You know, you finding stuff. It's just I don't know. I don't know why they never came out with an add-on.
Yeah. I don't know
I'd
why
buy
either.
it. I'd buy it, you know, but they didn't.
Beijing and Pookie need their own show, somebody says.
Yeah.
Play Dead Space or Alien Isolation.
Why?
Just because they're
just
good games. I don't know. Somebody said that.
Isolation. I remember that one. That one's I saw
that's a cool looking game. I've seen.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. I don't think you actually fight the alien in that though, do you? I think you just avoid it.
Oh, I don't know.
I
would avoid it too if it was me.
It was expensive last I saw it.
I can't fight those.
When it first came out, I think it was like $70.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tom, we need Dennis.
Dennis.
Dennis is back there on the shelf.
Where is fucking Dennis?
He's behind you. He's behind you. Look at everybody's on here.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
There is. That's Dennis right there.
Yeah.
I understand something. You're fucking around with Tom in these video games. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. I can play. Tom can't fucking play. He used to kick Tom's ass in fucking Halo.
Oh my god! Now I need to take a picture of like you play the game and like you know him next to you with like a little bitty tiny like fucking Xbox controller.
Dennis kicking my ass on Halo fucking multiplayer.
I totally forgot to put up
shotgun.
I totally forgot to put up a Dennis sexual problems today. Yeah. Like I was in there making some other Instagram cards and I was like, oh shit, man, I forgot to put up Dennis 18. I got to find another quote. I've been going through that book that Sophie gave me with like all the Dennis Rader quotes in it and like trying to find funny ones.
Yeah.
Cause he said like some really weird shit, man.
Sophie wants to come back for a visit.
Yeah. It's
once
like
everything opens up.
Yeah. So maybe sometime this summer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, you know what, you guys? It's like, do you remember like a long time ago when I said how excited I was because my sister had got me tickets to see Nick Cave in October in Atlanta. And I was going to go because she lives in Atlanta and I was going to go up there and visit her and go see Nick Cave and everything like that. And the show just got canceled.
Yep.
couple weeks ago. Well, I thought maybe because it wasn't until October that maybe like all the European ones were canceled, obviously, because they were supposed to go on in the spring. But like, I was like hoping it's like, well, they'll probably, but they just announced they were going to cancel it. So shit, now I don't know what I'm going to do. This is the second time that I was going to see Nick Cave and the shit got canceled.
It'll come back.
The first time I was going to go see him was like the Lollapalooza that he was at. I think it was 1994. And I had tickets for it. And it was in DeLand of all places, like, which is between, if you're not from Florida, it's like halfway in between Orlando and Daytona Beach, so it was like close because that's where a big fairground is. And they were having the fairground. And then like the night before the show, there was like this huge thunderstorm because Florida, and the whole fairground turned to mud and the stage sank. So they had to cancel the whole
they'll fucking reschedule it. He once it all blows over.
I know, but I was going to go up there because that was like the week after my birthday. And I was going to go I was going to go do a road trip up there and go hang out with my sister a couple days. And
AMC's pretending like they're not going out of business. Well, they said they're going to come back. They're not though.
I think a lot of, like I said, and we've said this a million times. I think theaters that stay open are going to have to go like the Alamo Drafthouse kind of route where it's like a specialty kind of thing where they have like, a cafe attached to it where they do like, because I would totally go to a theater if they had double features of like old cult classics and they had like a whole theme thing going. You could go in costumes and shit like that. That'd be super fun.
Because AMC is going like, no, we're going to open back up in July in places where we can. But other people are kind of trying to do an analysis on what the fuck they're saying. And they're like, they don't see how. Yeah. Because they're in so much debt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they were already struggling before this happened.
And they said that, they're reopening some of them like next week or something like that in California, I heard, but you can only be at like 25% capacity and like all this other kind of stuff, which, somebody asks if you, an update on any of your bikes, if you have any projects going on any of your bikes.
Man, fucking bikes. Let me tell you something about bikes. The two Buells, of course, they're done. I don't think I'm going to change much on them. On the XB9, that was a city cross that I had, and it was that I had that translucent blue airbox cover on top of it. I tore it all down and repainted the frame and the tail and the swing arm. I painted those black. And I also painted the front forks black. I didn't do powder coat or anything. I just fucking painted it. All right, which works. But I think I'm going to change the color of the airbox and the little front fly screen. I might go to carbon. We'll see.
Which one, on the blue one or the other one?
On the blue one.
Oh, the blue one's so pretty though.
Well, you can change out the airboxes.
Okay.
Not, you know what I mean? Like I'll get like a carbon fly screen and a carbon airbox cover. Because I want a black one.
Yeah. You should do a red one.
Yeah. And then the CT 140 is done, but I was fucking riding it around, and I was riding it pretty hard. It can almost hit 70, that little thing. It only weighs 55 pounds, and it probably tops out about 67. That's what my friend clocked me at riding next to me. So almost 70, I guess.
Yeah.
But the plug fouled. And a wire came loose in the wiring harness. I got to go back in there and pull that entire wiring harness and solder everything together. It just can't handle the vibration.
Yeah. And
it's a homemade wiring harness that I made for it. It's not stock. I just got everything fucking wired up. It's simple, but I'm gonna have to solder it together. The little fucking clip things, it's too much vibration.
Yeah.
It rides good for what it is, but still, it's slow, 67 miles an hour. It's small. It feels like you're going real fast, but it's slow and it's fucking dangerous.
Yeah.
If you pour on a lot of front brake, the front end will bottom out. And on the triple tree, that bottom clamp will fucking hit the tire and you'll cut a flip. I've cut a flip on it. And coming up through the damn driveway, fucking put bunch of brake on it, and it flipped over on me. I wasn't going fast, and I was able to catch the bike. It only weighs 55 pounds, so it didn't. Remember that? Yeah. It didn't touch the ground. I did. As the bike came down, I just grabbed it and kept it. That kept me from scratching the paint because the paint's fucking badass on it. I could enter that bike into.
You're like, no, I'd rather break my arm.
Yeah.
Than fucking,
No. Well, it
it
only weighs 55 pounds. It doesn't weigh much. Now the other one that I was working on was an RD350. It's got an inverted front end on it. It's got new fucking shocks. It's got a fucking extended swing arm. I just got the rolling chassis in the tank, and the tail. All right. Now I have the bottom end of that motor. I have a top end, but it's shot, and I have a crank, but it's shot. So what I was going to do is I was going to get the crank pistons and the top end off of a fucking Banshee, which is a two-stroke four-wheeler. You could also get a snowmobile top end and put that on there. The biggest expense would be the headers, the expansion chambers. You need a special tuned expansion chamber if you're going to do this. And I was going to fucking get that thing up to like try to tune it for near 100 horsepower, which has been badass. It'd have been dangerous though. But I probably would have just, like I said, it was just a project. I probably wouldn't have ridden it that much because I have modern motorcycles.
Yeah.
It would have been at that time, I was fucking with it. I was more into it. Lately, I've kind of gotten lazy. Working out took over. I spent a lot of time just being fucking sore and healing up, taking drugs.
Not those kind of drugs. No. Not the fun kind of drugs.
Fucking I have to take a lot of MK, which is, fucking Osterine. And I take Rad 140, which is.
I took that Osterine for a while too, but man, it tastes like gasoline.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so bad.
SARMs, which, they speed healing. It's not as much as fucking steroids, but it's better than not taking it.
Yeah.
And Rad does weird things to you if you take it too long. You start getting fucking suppression and shit, which that's a lot of you people probably don't want to hear that shit.
We got a couple more questions. Do we ever ride the bikes together? I used to ride on the back of it every now and then. And he tried to show me teach me how to ride the motorcycle, but
she has no interest.
I was too scared.
I bought her shit.
Well, because I'm super clumsy and it's I just feel like I would probably panic and kill myself on the shit.
And I was kind of endeavoring.
I don't even like to drive a car, honestly. Yeah. I mean, I do, but I don't like to.
I was kind of endeavoring to teach her back before I knew her all that well. Now that I know her, she shouldn't be on a motorcycle.
Yeah, see,
She freezes under fucking stress. Physically freezes.
Yeah.
I was flying a drone around and it was coming at her and I said, get it. She just sat there and watched that drone hit her.
I didn't know. It was I didn't really see it. I just sat out of the corner of my eye because I didn't have my glasses on.
You were looking right at it.
I wasn't looking right at it.
Okay.
You steered it right into my arm because
I wasn't steering it.
I think I thought for a second, I was like, is he really going to just steer that right into me?
I wasn't steering it. I lost control over it. And I said, get it.
I got him a drone for his birthday, which is July 1st.
Yeah.
And it came in a box, obviously. And I was going to wrap it and give it to him on his actual birthday, but he just opened the box, even though it had my name on it. So I was like, oh, happy birthday.
Fucking right. If I see a box, I'm just going to open it. No, that's not that's not what happened. What happened was we had been waiting for the new RGBs.
We thought it was the new RGB
show up. And when it showed up, I said, "Oh, they're here." And she was like, "Yeah, okay." And I opened it up, and it was. I didn't
because I didn't get a notification that the drone had come.
Yeah.
So I didn't think that was coming yet. That's why.
I thought it was the RGB. So did she.
Yeah. I was just saying, you opened it, and I was like,
I just got an early Christmas
happy birthday.
Early birthday present. And I haven't really had time to fly it yet. There's a bunch of shit you got to do. Get to train.
Yeah, it's got a camera on it because we wanted. I mean, we've been wanting to get one. This is it's not a hugely high end one, but I just wanted
it's a beginner one.
Yeah, that had a camera on it, so we could get used to using one, so we could have some fun shots for the show.
Yeah, aerial shots and stuff.
Yeah.
But if I'm gonna get a drone, I'm gonna buy a fucking good drone, fucking $2,000 fucking drone, something that can do weird shit and something that you have to get licensed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I'm gonna get a good drone, it's gonna be like a fucking professional grade drum.
Well, yeah, like I said, I figured this would just be a good starter one, so we
drum,
could figure out how often we used it and all this other kind of stuff. Because I don't want to spend like hundreds and hundreds of dollars on one, and then
you never use it,
and then we never use it, or we can't figure it out, or
Right.
it doesn't work for what we wanted to do with it, or anything.
We got questions.
Zachary asked if we had heard of the Final Fantasy VII cult, which I hadn't, but it's like I wrote it down because I wanted to look it up and maybe possibly do a show about it.
Final Fantasy VII. I think I played that one. Wasn't that one available like on?
It's some kind of cult or
N64?
some kind of something.
I think I might have had that for N64
I don't know.
or old PlayStation 1 or something. Might have been Final Fantasy 4. I don't remember what Final Fantasy. There was one of those Final Fantasy games came out, and it was the first one I played. This is back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Must have been around 98, 99.
Hey, is that Angel? 911 Awakened Angel?
Yeah, it's Angel. What's up, Angel?
Okay. Hey, Angel, how are you? We know her in real life.
Yeah. So I played that one, and for the time it was pretty cool. It had pretty cool graphics, but it's just a button game. Everything's about timing. And then there's a story. You got to go through it.
That.
Yeah, you got to have really good timing. It started to get kind of repetitive. I didn't really find any super good home video games back in those days until I got an N64. And there was like a couple on there that I fucking loved. I loved GoldenEye. I fucking loved what was the other one? Link, fucking the Ocarina of Time.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
See, I liked all those Zelda games and like all this, because I haven't played video games probably in a really long time. I used to when I used to have coordination, I used to actually really like Castlevania and Sonic the Hedgehog and all that kind of stuff. But that's dating me. That was like a long time ago.
I liked Quake. all the old Doom series. Doom 64 was good.
Yeah, I remember playing. I think I played the first Doom like on my PC back in the 90s. And I remember liking that because it was like easy. You just walk around shooting zombies. You know what I mean? I can handle that. It's just, when there's ones that have like 50 million things like flying at you at once. I used to be good at that when I was a kid, but I don't, I'm not really good at it anymore. Wait, there was something that I wanted to answer. I wish I could live in Florida. It's most of the time it's cool. What I don't like about it, because I was born here, I do not like hot weather.
The heat,
at all. And it's not just a case of like, oh, it's hot outside. It's like, it's literally just soul crushing.
Yeah, it's muggy.
It just feels like a hot towel just like sitting on your face at all times.
It just sucks the life out of you.
It really does. It just sucks the energy right out of you. And shit, man, I went out for a walk, and it's only June, right? Which isn't even like the hottest part of the summer. That's usually July and August. I went out for a walk at 7:00 this morning, and it was already like really, really, really muggy and really, really hot. Like it was already approaching 90 degrees. And so I'm walking out there, and you just like sweat buckets. Yeah. Like, so you just feel like you have swamp ass, like 24/7.
There's this famous YouTuber named Carl Benjamin. He's also known as Sargon of Akkad. He's an English guy. And he came down here and brought his family up the street here to fucking Disney World. And he did a video out on the damn patio overlooking the swamp and everything. And he just couldn't believe how fucking hot it was. He said it was literally like being stuffed down Satan's ass crack.
That's an accurate description.
It's
like being in a sauna, but you can't leave it.
You can't leave it.
Yeah. You know what I mean? It's like somebody locks you in a sauna, and you just have to stay in it, and you can't.
And even riding a motorcycle is a fucking chart.
Angel says moist.
Moist.
Ew. Yeah, it is very moist.
And it's just, you just can't live here without air conditioning. Your mold and mildew would take over. Your fucking carpets would rot. Your walls would turn black with mold. I don't know how people lived here back before AC.
I don't know either. I used to ask my grandmother that, because she moved down here in 1958. And their house, they never had central air at their house. I don't know if it does now, because somebody else lives in it now, because she passed away many years ago. But she just had like a window unit. But when they first moved down here, for years and years, they didn't have any air conditioning. And I was like, how did you not die?
Yeah.
And she just said, oh, I don't know. It's like, it just didn't seem as hot back then, or it didn't seem to bother her. I don't really know.
Every piece of paper would become wrinkly.
Yeah, everything's wet.
The carpets would rot. The carpets would just smell like a damn cat box. The construction of the houses were different. Even back in Mississippi, you know what I mean? There are some old houses. We called them. I was in the AC business off and on, you know, fucking when I'd go to Mississippi sometimes for like summers, you know, my dad's friends would own fucking central air companies, you know, and they called them money eaters. And that was those old Victorian houses.
Yeah.
And those houses were built long before air conditioning. And because of the way they were built, it was a lot better. Okay. Than not as good as a modern house with AC, but a modern house without AC, they're just not designed to not have air conditioning.
Yeah.
It's fucking miserable. But the old houses, they had much higher ceilings. Each room had a bunch of tall windows that almost went all the way down to the floor and almost all the way up to the ceiling. They were tall, long, skinny windows. There was no carpeting. They were just built to survive moisture. And you could open up all the windows and get ventilation through them.
Yeah.
In a modern house, you just can't do that.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Well, even here and in Florida, I wouldn't open. I mean, that's why we have screens, but it's like I wouldn't open the windows anyway because one,
mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes, flying cockroaches, which somebody mentioned here in the comments. Also, it's like a lot of times, even if you have a breeze in the summer, which you usually don't, it's hot breeze.
Yeah.
So it's not making it any cooler in your house.
Evidently in the 1800s and in the 1900s, there were screens.
Yeah.
I think there were screens.
There must have been because
they did open the windows.
You might as well just sit outside.
Right, might as well sit outside. They opened the windows and there would have been lights in there, gas lamps and lanterns. Moths would have flown right in.
Yeah.
And cockroaches and mosquitoes.
Yeah. It's like, no, thank you.
And all the houses, all the beds had mosquito nets over them. Big canopy beds with nets. You know, everybody had that.
Well, yeah, you
couldn't survive without it. But
yeah, you get fucking.
How could you have lived back then comfortably with all your doors and windows open? With all your windows open? They had to have screens.
Yeah.
Somebody can check up on me for that. But I would think they probably had some kind of silk screens or some kind of weird nylon. I don't think they didn't have nylon in the 1900s or in the 1800s.
No, that's a fairly new.
It must have been some kind of a silk screen or something.
Yeah. Somebody says take a shower 3 days later, still not dry. Yeah. Exactly. It's like you take a shower, even in the air conditioning, and you get out and you're still like sticky. This is why I don't really like, because I have really long hair. I usually have it up and it's really long and it's really, really thick. So when I wash it, it takes like forever to dry. It just like sticks to like every single thing of skin and it drives me fucking crazy.
It's not even this hot in Brazil.
Yeah.
Not even close.
It's just
the only other place I think in the world that is like this, that would compare to this, would be kind of like probably the Mekong Delta in Vietnam.
Yeah.
It's about like that.
Yeah. It's just like a horrible swampy.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Somebody says move to the desert.
I like desert. Desert's easy.
Yeah. The farthest out there, I've been to Colorado and I've been to Santa Fe. Like, so that's kind of deserty. It's so even when it's hot there, it's like not. It's hot, but it's not like here.
When I was in the Army, I was deployed to Sinai. In Sinai, we were out there in the fucking Sinai desert where the damn Egyptian civilization was, out in Egypt. And it was fucking hot, man. Maybe like 120 degrees, 130 degrees, but 0% humidity.
Yeah, so in the shade, it's all right.
Wasn't that bad. No,
I liked
it. It's just totally different kind of heat.
Yeah.
It's a dry heat.
Yeah.
And your sweat glands keep you cool
the way they're supposed to. They don't work in Florida the way they're supposed to.
When you're immersed in this kind of fucking humidity, sweat doesn't do anything.
It just sits there.
It just sits there
and like holds it all in.
It's like being wrapped in a damn plastic sheet.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like being in that. Yeah, it's like being in plastic wrap because it's like it can't go anywhere.
Doesn't evaporate. It just sits
there. Somebody asked what my natural hair color is. It's actually red, like a coppery orangey red type of color. Although I've been dyeing it black for so long that it's probably gray at this point. So I don't really know. So Zachary also asked, do we know where our ancestors came from?
Yeah.
You're Ireland, right?
Yeah. That's all about the same thing. Ireland, England,
Wales, Scotland.
Yeah. Germany, France. It's all that. We're just
think my mom's side of the family, I think, was Ireland, but I did my maternal DNA like a long time ago. And apparently I'm from the haplogroup that comes from like right around the Turkey region.
Yeah, that's another thing. My granddad on my mother's side, him and his brother were adopted. They came out of an orphanage. So their ancestry was kind of in question. They kind of believed that they were part Syrian or part Middle Eastern.
Yeah.
But they just looked like everybody else.
Yeah.
That's just, you know.
And my dad's side of the family
it was a bunch of Irish and German names.
Yeah.
But for some reason, they believed that they were part Syrian.
Yeah.
So,
my dad's side of the family was part Irish, and then my great grandmother was actually Native American, Blackfoot. So somebody asked, what? Oh shit, I forgot already. Oh, somebody said flying cockroaches. I've never seen one. No, thank you. Yeah, you really.
Yeah,
don't.
They're like that big.
Yeah, they're big too.
They're big.
And there's a version that flies and a version that doesn't fly, and they're both like really, really big and really gross.
They live in trees.
Well, the flying ones live in the trees,
Yeah.
like because they're palmetto bugs, is what my grandmother always called them. So they don't live in your house, but they'll come in if you have like your fucking shit open,
Yeah.
or if it's raining out, they'll come in if it's raining. You see them a lot in the summer. The other ones, the ones that don't fly but are just as big and just as disgusting, those ones will infest your house, like will live in your house.
Yeah, the worst ones are the little German ones.
Yeah,
The little German cockroaches.
and I think they have those kind of everywhere.
Yeah, those are everywhere.
Like the big ones, that's mostly just like a tropical thing.
It's like a dinosaur type version of a damn cockroach. It's like a flattened out reddish fucking grasshopper.
And you know what? I saw this fucking, okay, so this is a long time ago. Like, I think it was, God, this is back in the 90s or something. I was watching this like comedian, and they were talking about Florida bugs. I think it was Paula Poundstone, actually. And she said, you drop a brick on a Florida bug, and it's like the brick starts to move, and now the bug has a weapon. That is pretty accurate. I have dropped one of those big, like, unabridged Webster's dictionaries on, because I'm not touching the shit, okay, because they're gross. And I've dropped one of those on it to squish it. I picked up the dictionary, still alive.
Damn.
Still alive. And that dictionary must have weighed at least 10 pounds. They're bastards sometimes.
How long have we been streaming for?
41 minutes.
Okay.
Holy crap.
Audio synced. Everything looks good, guys.
Everybody said it looked good, and everybody says the lights look good.
Okay.
Zachary says there's spiders not an issue in Florida. No, we got spiders too. We got all kind of spiders.
Yeah, and some of them are fucking huge.
Black widows.
Yeah.
What are those?
We got a type of spiders.
Banana spiders.
We got a type of spider where the ass is the size of a ping pong ball.
Yeah.
And when they fall and hit the ground, you can hear them go
plunk,
and then go.
Yeah.
And run away. They're fucking.
I'm not bothered by spiders. The cockroaches is the only thing that bothers me. Spiders don't bother me. Like, I don't even know. Like those big, huge ones are not poisonous. My grandfather, because we used to see them in his house along with rats and many other things, because like I said, he was a hoarder. Yeah. But we had these big, huge spiders. He called them basement spiders, but I don't think that's what their technical name is. Yeah, but they're not poisonous or anything like that, but they're like hella big. But they're alarming because they're big, but other than that, I'm not bothered by spiders. For some reason, just cockroaches gross me out more than any other thing. I'm not bothered by any other kind of bugs other than those. I'm not really sure why that is. Oh, I wanted to say too that speaking of wildlife, yesterday out on the path when I was out doing my power walk in the morning, I saw a little baby deer, little fawn with little speckles and everything. Hopefully it didn't like lose its mom, because it was kind of like on the path, and I thought it was a Doberman because from far away. And then I saw it and I was like, oh, where's your mom, little guy? And it kind of ran down into the woods by there where there's like a little swamp there or something like that. So maybe his mom was down there.
Yeah, probably. What's going on? Any more comments?
Yeah, I mean, everything everybody says looks great. Everything's good.
All
okay,
right.
well, that's good. And that means that we've streamed for almost 45 minutes and there doesn't appear to be any problems. So maybe we'll be able to do an actual episode like this.
Yeah, it'll probably work out then for 2 hours.
I can live stream my walks. That'd be really boring, probably.
Yeah.
Unless we see Stroller Kitty or we see an otter or something like that.
So the only thing we have to do is we have to set it up for monetization, and we have to be able to set it up to give people a notice. In other words, a message. Yeah. Of when the live stream will start.
Well, have we decided? Are we going to do it tomorrow evening or Saturday evening? How would you rather do it?
Depends on you. I can do it. It doesn't matter to me.
Okay. Well, we'll probably do it tomorrow evening, I would think, because that's usually when we record the shows.
So once you
we'll do it like Friday.
Once you cook up a thumbnail for the notification.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then set up monetization. And we'll see how long it takes to get that approved. Well, the channel is already monetized, so I don't think there'll be a problem.
Yeah, I don't think it will.
I don't think it'll be like, well,
because that's the only thing. It's no, because that was a verification,
Right.
and I did that like a long time ago.
Okay.
So I don't foresee any issues, but we'll see. If somebody says add super chats, okay, so I got to look into doing that.
Yeah, got to add super chats. That's right.
Yeah, so we got to do that. And he says no Saturday, please. Maybe we should do it Saturday.
Why? Because one guy. Who are you, man? Who are you?
He's one of our patrons.
Who is it?
He's one of our patrons. Nile. He's one of our patrons.
Why Saturday?
Well, I don't know. That's what I was thinking. I don't know. I don't know if we should do it Saturday just because
you're not going to be able to get everybody on the same day. It's just not.
That's true. I mean, I am going to put up the shit later, like as an episode.
It's a number.
But
yeah, it'll be up.
So you'll still be able to watch it. It's just you might not be able to watch it in real time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was saying Friday because that's like when we usually would record it anyway.
Yeah.
And we're already used to like doing shit on Friday night. We'll just do it live instead.
Yeah. And I got to get my drink on, man.
Yeah.
That's it. And then Angel, you still on there, Angel?
I haven't seen. Yeah, there she is. Saturday is better for me, she says. Somebody says I'm off Saturday night.
We got to get Angel on as a fucking guest one of these days. We'll have her here because Angel's into all that Illuminati world.
Because that's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow night.
Yeah, she's going to be into that.
Hopefully, even though I've been trying to do like research and stuff, but it's funny because the week of our 200th episode, when I was like hoping I would have all this extra time to like do all this stuff, and then I got like 3 like humongous like graphic design projects, and I'm just like trying to get them done, and it's taking forever, and it's like. So I haven't had as much time to do as much. But you know what I mean? It's like, whatever. We're just going to talk about silly conspiracy theories and Illuminati and reptilians and stuff and get drunk. And hopefully no one will care all that much if I fuck stuff up. Because it's like, I don't know.
So we're going to talk about David Icke.
Yeah. Or however, how the fuck do you pronounce that?
I think it's Icke.
I think it's Ike. I've heard people pronounce it, but it looks like Ick or Ike. Or Icky, or there's like
mentioned.
There's a million ways that dude is a loon.
Yeah, I saw him do one of his little live presentations. He's fucking going through his damn projector and on the background. You know what I mean? He's projecting it in front of the audience, and there's actually like reptilian people, pictures of reptilian people, with Pope hats on and shit. It's fucking crazy.
I think I've seen that.
A lot of people get David mixed up with fucking Alex Jones.
They don't look anything alike.
They think, but I'm just saying.
And David Icke is British, isn't he?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? You're not dealing with rational people when you're dealing with the public in general. They go, Alex Jones, lizard people. You know what I mean? So that's not the same. Alex Jones does not believe in lizard people. Well, it's David Icke.
I should hope not.
No.
It's probably David Icke or Ike or however the hell you pronounce his name. He might be the only one that believes in
lizard people.
Well, he can't be the only one because there's other
he's got followers.
Yeah, there's other people making stupid YouTube videos about look at this person looked all weird. Like, didn't they say like Eminem or something like that? Look, he like spaced out for a second and that means he's a lizard person. I was like, no, that just means he's very, very high.
It's that same shit with like it's that same shit with like fucking black-eyed children.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, I saw black-eyed children. Oh, black-eyed children. Man, that's an internet meme.
Yeah.
Back in the 90s, they were making fucking pictures of little kid ghosts and the blackening the eyes out.
Yeah, because it's creepy.
You say, well, what is a black-eyed children? They're treating it like it's a unique sighting. Well, if you were having some kind of a paranormal event, poltergeist or ghost or something like that, or demonic fucking possession, they can make you see anything they want to make you see if you're in something like that. So what is a black-eyed child? A ghost?
Yeah.
A hallucination?
We're not real clear on that.
It's not clear.
It just sounds scary.
It just sounds scary.
Everybody likes scary stories. I like scary stories. Because a lot of them I don't believe they're real.
It's because it all started, if you ask me, it started back in the 90s. I came across, and a lot of people came across it. This is back in the fucking web TV days. Remember web TV? People? You fucking clicking photos in the fucking discussion groups and shit. And you found a photograph of a little girl hovering off the fucking ground in a white dress, black hair, and her eyes are fucking black.
Yeah.
That's the first time I saw a black-eyed child, and I think that's where it came from.
Not a black-eyed pea. That's a totally different thing.
Right. Anybody remember fucking web TV?
See, we never had web TV. We
Web
just went
TV.
right from nothing to like
Well, I had a
okay.
television.
Yeah.
And I had an N64. And back in those days, buying a laptop was just amazingly expensive. And a fucking computer was pretty expensive. But you could buy a web TV for like $80.
Wow, cheap.
Yeah, and it was only $20 a month for the fucking connection. So, and then you could have a wireless fucking had like a wireless keyboard and everything. And there was a whole web TV community.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. Very cool. And that was like the first time I ever did any online shopping. And I would go, man, this is like straight out of fucking The Running Man, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
It's the future.
It's the future.
Now, I remember, like, I'm old enough to remember when you bought a home computer and it was just like the keyboard and the CPU and you had to hook it up to your actual television set because it didn't have a monitor.
Damn.
I remember that.
We talking about like Commodore 64?
Yeah, or that kind of, what the fuck did we have? We always got, like I said, we were kind of poor, so we always had like the off-brand shit that you got at Radio Shack.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, I'm serious. It's like, I don't even remember what the brand was. Tandy, maybe?
Yeah.
It wasn't that the Radio Shack brand, Tandy?
Yeah, Tandy.
So everything we had was like Tandy because we were broke as shit.
But that wasn't cheap either, though.
I know, but it was like, it was cheaper than, it was just like, we never had an Atari. We always had an Odyssey.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Odyssey,
We always had like
Odyssey.
the off-brand.
I had an Odyssey too.
Type stuff.
Although I think Odyssey actually was better than Atari in certain ways. Just it didn't have the same amount of games.
Yeah, you couldn't get as much. And like all the games were like kind of like Atari knockoffs.
Yeah, they're like Atari knockoff games.
Yeah.
But the graphics were a little bit better on Odyssey.
I mean, they're all pretty shitty.
They were all shitty now.
By today's standards. But yeah, it was just like a bunch of little pixels. Every time I see those fucking video games that were, because if you watch like Oliver Harper's channel and he goes into, you know, the movies and he talks about like the video games that were based on them and stuff. And like they had video games based on like the Indiana Jones movies. And it's like, and here's Indiana Jones doing this, that, and the other. It's just like 5 pixels like going across the screen. Like, it's like, okay, if you use your imagination.
I gotta go back. I gotta go back in time and go look and see how much an Odyssey cost. I think Odyssey 2 was the same price as an Atari.
It might have been.
I think it was.
But I just remember like just always having the knockoff shit.
I think it was. It's just that Atari had so much support that it quickly just became the better system.
Yeah.
Because you could get all these fucking games for it.
Well, yeah, because that's what everybody had.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody mentioned Eyes Wide Shut. Did you just?
I just ordered it.
You ordered that, didn't you?
It might be here today.
So we might actually do a retrospective on that one of these days.
A lot of that shit fucking Kubrick was talking about, fucking Eyes Wide Shut, sure as hell came true, didn't it? I'm not gonna say any names. I'm not gonna say any names because they might cut the fucking stream. We all know that Island Child Man did not take his own life. Everybody knows that Child Island Man did not take his own life.
I'm not concerned about it.
You're not concerned about it? She's not concerned. Jenny's not a believer.
Well, no, it's not so much that. It's just like, well, he's dead. So, and he was a shithead.
There's more of them out there.
Yeah, but there's more of all shitty people out there. You're never going to get rid of all the shitty people.
They're the alien people.
Yeah,
they're the lizard people. Well,
I'm a reptilian, everybody. You heard it here first.
The more look, you don't become rich and powerful by being a good person.
Well, yeah,
it just doesn't happen. And history shows that over and over again. So these people running the show, they're bad. They've been bad for generations.
I know. But like I said, that's since the beginning.
And they don't like these laws that they put on us. Those laws are for fucking suckers, really. They're just for us. We're the peasants. And they have little private islands and they own other countries and they go other places to do bad shit. And then they come back over here. Like they even have guys in the Middle East because the law's there. They can have whole harems of fucking underage girls and shit. Fucking, you know, and famous dudes go over there and go hang out with those guys down in fucking Saudi. And one of them was Bill Clinton. He's friends with a Saudi fucking sheikh with fucking billions of dollars, and he's got a whole harem of little fucking teenage brides, you know. And
somebody asked if we watched the Netflix documentary. No, I haven't watched it yet.
No,
I am gonna get around to it.
I don't know if it's good or not. I would expect it to be probably bullshit. If it's on Netflix, I'd probably think that it was a totally sanitized version of the story. Although I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's a lot of shit missing because some of the guys involved in that fucking island were powerful fucking people out of the British royal family and, you know, powerful oligarchs, powerful people in the fucking medical industry. And they own all these fucking media
Angel
companies.
said she watched it. It's pretty good.
Is it pretty good? All right. Just that I'm surprised. I'm surprised that they were allowed to make that and show that on Netflix. They're all owned by that same class of people, and they cover for each other. They all got dirt on each other. It's like a mafia of people that have dirt on each other. And they're the ruling class. They're not the rich people. They're not the upper class. They're the fucking ruling class. They own this earth. They created our ancestors in their industries. They see us as their creations. Just like out of fucking a Ridley Scott movie. And Kubrick. That's what Kubrick is saying. It's true.
You guys should do a show on the history of horror films. Somebody asked if that lizard was still living in our wardrobe. No, we found him dead.
Yeah. Found him out in the middle of the damn
Closet.
carpet. And he was had turned black. I think he died of too cold or dehydration.
Yeah, because
something
he
like
couldn't
that.
get back out.
I tried to revive him. I put him in some warm water, ran some warm water over him, tried to get him to wake up because he wasn't hard or anything.
Yeah,
but he never woke back up.
I wonder if could he have crawled out there on his own because he wasn't.
Yeah, he crawled out there on his own.
He must have.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't think Pookie could get under there and get him. She can't fit under that shit.
He hid in there for about 4 or 5 days.
He was in there a long time.
Yeah, and the air conditioning kills him.
Yeah, that's why anytime that that's why we try to, if we see them, we try to get them the hell out of here because Pookie will bring in frogs in her mouth too. She'll go out on the back porch.
Get the jumping frogs.
And then she'll get the little frogs and she'll want to bring it inside because that's her little friend now and she wants to play with it.
Tree frogs.
Yeah. So, but it's funny because she knows better because she knows if we see her bring a little frog or a lizard in, we'll take it away from her. So she'll try to stuff it in her mouth. And then when we open the thing to let her back in,
she'll look away.
She'll look away and run past us really fast. And then out into the living room. She's like, what? I don't have anything behind my and we're just like, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
She's like, how did they know?
Yeah.
She's so sneaky.
If she brings a frog in, a tree frog, it'll be dead in 12 hours.
Yeah, but it'll just dry up.
It just dries it right out.
Yeah.
They can only survive out in that Dagobah ass crack out there.
Yeah.
That's where they live.
Dagobah's ass crack.
Dagobah. Yeah.
That's the new name for
You're out there with little fucking Yoda. Yoda. Food, good food.
Gross.
Yeah.
All right. We've been going for an hour. Maybe we should knock this off.
Is there any more questions that we
I don't think so. I'm trying to read them and it's but yeah, we should probably sign off for the day.
Yeah.
Because I got a whole bunch of other projects I got to get to before.
Yeah. And now that we know that it works, you know what to set up. You got to set up super chats.
Yeah.
And notifications.
Somebody asked, do you ever play Yakuza?
No. Is it any good?
I don't know. I wouldn't know.
No. I played Hitman once a long time ago, the first one.
Yeah.
But never played Yakuza.
Yeah.
I'm not impressed with Yakuza. Yakuza pussies.
Would have been funny if the sec. Well, I don't know if funny would have been, but in the second you said that a whole bunch of ninjas came in the room and kicked your ass.
Yeah. If you look deep into that damn Yakuza stuff, man, those dudes, if they were here, they'd never survive. They could never survive next to say the Mexican cartels or no, they'd get their asses kicked.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Well, Oh, and there was in VelociPastor, there's ninjas in that movie too.
Yeah, it was good.
Because not only do you have a dinosaur pastor, but you have to have also ninjas and the hooker.
Yeah.
A kung fu hooker. All right, so we're gonna wrap it up for today. So have a good rest of your Thursday, and thank you everybody that turned up. We didn't think anybody was we thought we were just gonna be talking to nobody.
Yeah.
So it's pretty awesome that you guys all came. And then, like I said, I'll make an announcement. We'll decide whether we're gonna
when the show happens, it'll be a big show.
Do the show tomorrow night or Saturday night.
How many people were on there?
We'll decide tomorrow. Looks like 43.
43. That's 43. Pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
On such short notice.
On such short notice. Yeah. So like I said, so we'll talk to you guys probably tomorrow or Saturday. So thanks for dropping by.
Okay. That's good.